Until next time, everyone, keep an eye out for those funny coincidences.
Hey there, and welcome back to the show. You know, sometimes I feel like life is just a series of small, seemingly simple conversations that somehow manage to spiral into these incredibly complex, multi-layered situations.
Oh, absolutely. It's like you start with a straightforward question, and by the end of it, you're juggling 3 different schedules, a grocery list the length of your arm, and a dental emergency. It's wild how quickly things can escalate.
Right? I was just thinking about that the other day. Remember that scenario we talked about, the one about going to the corner store?
Oh, the classic. I'm going to the corner store. Do you want anything? What could possibly go wrong with that?
Exactly. It starts innocent enough. I'm going to the corner store. Do you want anything? And then it begins the cascade of requests.
Wait, where are you going? Can you check whether they have today's newspaper? Can you get me some toothpaste? Immediately, it's not just a quick trip anymore.
And then the internal monologue starts, or sometimes it's out loud. And a large box of laundry soap. Do you have a pen? Here you go. I better write this down. Okay, well, bread. Right, bread and tissue. And a newspaper, if they have them. Soap, right? Oh, I know. A light bulb for my closet.
I swear, that's exactly how my partner's shopping list grows every time I offer to just pop out quickly. You go from milk to, and a light bulb for your closet in about 30 seconds flat. It's a skill, honestly.
It's the ultimate test of memory and patience. And then, the twist. After you've painstakingly written it all down, and you're mentally preparing for this epic quest, they hit you with the, wait, I changed my mind.
Change your mind? Yeah, I'll go by myself tomorrow. The utter defeat. All that mental effort, the pen finding, the list writing, just canceled.
It makes you want to just stand there with the pen poised, ready to jot down the next 5 things, and then just walk away. It's a classic example of how a simple offer can become a complex negotiation.
It really is. And it highlights the importance of, well, a few things. 1, maybe just take a moment to really think about what you need before you start listing it. And 2, maybe the person offering to go out should set some boundaries, like, okay, I'm just getting milk and bread, anything else is a separate trip.
Or just carry a small notepad at all times, right? Because you know that one extra item like that light bulb is always the one you forget if you don't write it down. Those obscure items that suddenly become critical.
Exactly, like you don't think about a light bulb until you're fumbling in the dark in your closet. And then it's an emergency. But speaking of emergencies and last-minute changes, let's talk about the dreaded bad news phone call when you have plans.
Oh, tell me about it. We all get them, right? You're looking forward to something and then the phone rings, or you get that text that starts with, so, about tomorrow night.
Or even worse, when you're the one who has to deliver the bad news. It's never easy. Like the scenario with Juanita and Michelle, it just shows how a simple forgotten appointment can throw a wrench into everyone's plans.
Yes, I remember that one. It started so innocently, you know? Unit 18, Space Pony. Just kidding, that part was a bit random. But then, Juanita, yes, I have bad news. Bad news? What is it? I cannot go to the dinner tomorrow. The tension builds immediately.
And the immediate reaction is always, you can't go to the dinner? Why not? Because you're trying to figure out if it's a real reason or a get-out-of-jail-free card. But in this case, it was legit. I forgot. I have a dentist appointment.
And then comes the casual suggestion, oh, that's no problem, just cancel it. As if canceling a dentist appointment is as easy as, well, changing your mind about going to the corner store.
Exactly. I can't. Sure you can. It's easy. Just call the dentist's office and cancel it. Anyone who's tried to reschedule with a good dentist knows that's a pipe dream.
The reality check always hits. No, you don't understand. He's a popular dentist. It will take me another month just to make another appointment. And that's so true, isn't it? Especially with specialists or highly rated professionals. You can't just cancel without consequences.
It really highlights the different perspectives. One person sees it as a simple logistical task, and the other sees a month-long wait for relief. And then the attempt at humor. Well, why are you going to the dentist? Are you in pain? No, I have to have a cavity filled. That's no problem. I can fill it for you right here.
Haha, oh, that's a classic conversational misstep, isn't it? Trying to fix something you absolutely cannot fix. What? Oh, that's all right. The poor person just wants to go to dinner.
Yeah, exactly. The core of it, the emotional impact, is always about the disappointment. I was just really excited about going to dinner with Al. I know, I feel terrible. It shows that even small changes can carry emotional weight.
So true. But then, This is where good communication and flexibility really shine. Instead of just giving up, they pivoted. That's okay. Are you free on Friday? Yeah, in the evening. Me too. Hey, maybe we can move the date to Friday. Good idea.
See, that's the mature way to handle it. Don't just cancel, find a solution. I'll call Al and see if we can postpone until Friday. That sounds perfect. It's about respecting everyone's time and desires, even when life throws a curveball.
Absolutely. It's the difference between a minor hiccup and a ruined evening, right? The willingness to be flexible and suggest an alternative can save the day. But then you have the actual postponement call, which can be its own little dance.
Oh, the phone call. It's like a diplomatic mission. You have to be apologetic, clear, and offer a solution. You can't just be like, hey, change of plans, deal with it.
Right, so you've got, hello, hi Al, it's Juanita. Oh, hey Juanita, how are you this evening? The pleasantries building up to the inevitable bad news. Not so good, sorry to say. Oh, really? What's wrong? Are you okay? The immediate concern.
Which is exactly what you want when you're the one receiving the call. You want to feel cared for. Well, I'm fine, but I was calling to see if we can postpone our date. Straight to the point, but with tact.
And the other person's reaction. You want to postpone our date? Slight surprise, maybe a touch of disappointment, but then understanding. Yeah, see, Michelle has a dental appointment and she can't cancel it. Oh, I see. Well, that does sound important. It's rather important.
It's all about validating the reason. If it's something genuine and unavoidable, most people are understanding. And then the quick pivot to rescheduling. So when do you want to postpone our date to? Is Friday okay?
And the immediate relief when it works out. Friday, this Friday, the day after tomorrow. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, that's great. I'm so happy. That shared feeling of, phew, we saved it.
I love how Al says, hey, I thought you were going to postpone it longer. Like, don't even joke about that. No way. I've really been looking forward to going out to dinner with you and Bob. And Michelle, I know she's been looking forward to it too. That reassurance is so key.
It really is. Reaffirming that the plans are important even if they have to shift. And then the final crucial step. That's great. Can you please tell her you see him? Yeah, sure. I'll tell Bob that we've postponed dinner until Friday.
The loop closure. Making sure everyone involved is in the loop. Okay, that's all. Thanks. Well, thank you too. Bye. And then, Bob, we've postponed dinner until Friday. Friday? Okay, no problem. Smooth as silk.
That's the ideal scenario, isn't it? Where everyone is understanding, flexible, and the communication is clear throughout. From a simple grocery list that could go sideways to a dinner date that almost didn't happen, it all boils down to how we talk to each other.
Definitely. What I'm taking away from this is that it's okay for things to change. It's okay for plans to evolve. But the key is how you communicate those changes. Be clear, be empathetic, and try to offer solutions rather than just problems.
And maybe carry a pen, just in case that corner store trip becomes an epic quest for a light bulb and laundry soap. You never know when you'll need to write down bread and tissue on the fly.
Haha, absolutely. Always be prepared. It's been great chatting through these everyday communication adventures. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. And remember, clear communication makes everything a little bit smoother. We'll catch you next time.